I'm Gina Barrett, a program director at the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm here with Katie Hager, the Workforce Development Manager for DMI Companies. Katie, thank you for being with us today.
Hi, Gina. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about DMI Companies and the training opportunities that you have?
DMI Companies is an HVAC components manufacturer. We have about 500 employees around the country. We try to provide training opportunities for all of those employees as it's appropriate to their jobs, but simply by the nature of advanced manufacturing and how technology has affected the industry, the training needs change on such a frequent basis that we really work hard to keep up with the new training needs. Part of that is providing opportunities for our employees to advance in their careers as well as meet our business needs. We've spent a lot of time investing in what's called Industry 4.0 and advancing our automated systems. So one of the newest needs that we've had and been focusing on in terms of our training programs is the automation technician program. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Can you tell us a little bit about what makes someone a good fit?
Yes, we typically look for employees who have shown that they want to advance their careers, have a strong work ethic, and eagerness to develop new skills, take on more responsibility in terms of not only learning themselves, but acting as a mentor. We look for people who will be interested in attending in a classroom environment. It's a lot of hands on training, so it's not necessarily reading out of books or taking tests like you might think in a college environment. This is a very hands-on curriculum. They're actually working with a lot of these machines and automated systems there in the classroom. And when they're not actually working on those machines and systems, there are simulators involved. So we look for people who like to learn that way. And then people who just have a strong sense of self-motivation. We do not require any prior experience in the actual technical subject matter. We do look for aptitudes in terms of mechanical ability and the ability to understand, some of the computerized knowledge, the software, but it's more of they don't necessarily need experience in those areas as much as a willingness and aptitude to learn.
That's great. I know we're hearing from Bruce and he's talking about what his personal journey is like and what he's doing. But could you tell us a little bit about the careers that they and positions that they could be moving into at DMI?
They'll actually be working as a part of our engineering department, but they work closely in conjunction with our engineering teams, our production teams, and our maintenance teams, because the role that they're fulfilling is pretty much a robotics technician. They have to work closely with everybody involved in keeping our facility running. A lot of what goes on with Industry 4.0 not only is automation, but data transfer and understanding exactly in real time what's going on the floor. So they need to work closely with all of those departments to make sure that our systems are running optimally.
I was wondering if you had any advice for someone who is heading out into the workforce right now.
You want to show that you're serious about doing a good job at work. Always put your best foot forward. Show that you're eager to take advantage of every learning opportunity you can, whether that's formal classroom learning or short-term, self-directed online learning, or simply watching and learning from the people who have been there before you through like a coaching or mentoring experience. Be open to those opportunities and take the most advantage that you can of those. Approach your job every day with a strong work ethic and sense of responsibility for making sure that you're doing the absolute best job you can every day. If you do those things, then a good employer will recognize those traits and will want to reward you and develop more skills within you. So I would like to introduce you to Bruce Ellsworth. He is actually one of our first automation technicians to go through this program.
Bruce, thank you for being with us today.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career journey?
Absolutely. So I started with the company back in 2008. I was roughly about 19 years old, so I was very shortly out of high school. I was kind of at a time in my life I really didn't know what I wanted to do, so I fell into this job. Started in the warehouse working in the shipping department. And eventually through my years of experience, I've now been with the company for going on 14 years. So now with my experience, my growth in the company, I've eventually moved from the shipping department into I did some more production roles, and then I moved into a technical department and did a couple tech jobs, working on machinery, And then eventually, DMI Companies offered me the chance to go back to college to obtain certifications in automation and robotics. I thought it was a fantastic idea, so I jumped onto that, signed up to do the schooling, and then that kind of currently put me in the position that I'm at right now, which is in the engineering department, doing all the automation, engineering, technical work.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the training was like, and then maybe even talk about what your position was like before you got the training and now what it's like after that you've received this certification and degree?
Absolutely. So, initially, like I said, when I first started at DMI Companies, I started in the shipping department, and a lot of our like production level workers and everything like that, all we get a lot of in-house training, which was perfect because I mean, you could, like I said, I was very young when I started, so I came in and I didn't really have a lot of knowledge of trades or anything like this. So I was able to get that in-house training for whatever job that they had designated me to do at that time. And then slowly as I went on, jobs open up, there's more opportunities to advance your career. And that's kind of what I did. So anytime a job opportunity opened up, and if it was a better step up from where I was absolutely on board with signing up for that. Once I kind of got to the point where I wanted to, grow my education a little bit more, was right around the opportunity, right around the time when DocMate was offering the opportunity to send employees back to school for the robotics degree and the technician certifications. I was like, man, you know what? Robotics sounds awesome. Like that would definitely be something I think I would have fun doing. And I signed up for that. It was an 18-month course. We did a lot of technical training. We did it at Westmoreland County Community College at their Advanced Technology Center. And then once I acquired those certifications, I enjoyed it so much that I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to take this one step further. So I actually went back on my own personal time and finished out, and I got my degree in advanced manufacturing and robotics. So once I obtained that, then that even opened up more doors for me in the company. So now I'm eligible to move up into engineering.
Were you working at DMI while you were going to school?
The big benefits of actually me doing this is I worked the entire time of going to school, so it was perfect because they worked around my school schedule. I was still having a steady income with along with being a student.
What do you think makes someone thrive in a program like this?
If you have that ability to where you can kind of adapt to any kind of situations and move around and be broad in your spectrum of work, I think that's very beneficial. If I had to give anybody any advice, one of the major things that I would offer somebody would be to you have to be diligent and focused in your work. Because you're working with a lot of technology, it's very easy to get mixed up in everything. So I think like if you're very diligent, you're very detail oriented, and you're very driven, those are the three major things I think that would help somebody excel.
Is there anything that you wish that you would have known in high school?
I wish I would have known that the expansion of trades and trade work, because one of the biggest things in the world, like we're always constantly going to have manufacturing. Like the world changes and the world grows every second of every day. And manufacturing is also doing that because you're constantly going to be producing, you're constantly going to need goods and services. And I wish I would have had that thought and that mentality younger on instead of, working that year or so and kind of wasting that year. Initially, when I started working the trades, I didn't think that there was this much opportunity. So learning that the opportunities that you can get and obtain while you're working trades and still making a fantastic wage, I wish I would have. That's the one thing I wish I would have known.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Gina. We appreciate the consortium and all the opportunities that you provide for students and educators and parents and everybody to learn about all these wonderful opportunities. So hopefully we can help these kids get some great careers.